So with that in mind, I've got 3 derbies for you, and I want you to identify which order the first of those matches was, the first time that each of the derbies was played.
Right.
Okay. So the only true derby, Hull against Rovers, Workington against Whitehaven, and Wigan against St Helens.
Okay.
Which one was the first to be played?
So, Wigan and St Helens were 2 of the clubs at the George in 1895. So I think I'm going to have to go with that one first. Then I'd go... Hull were around, obviously, in those days, but I'm not sure if both those sides were Northern Union sides straight away, so I'll go... But I know that one of the 2 Cumbrian sides didn't come into existence until like the 40s or something, or maybe even 50s, so I'm going to go... The earliest was Wigan Saints, then it was the Hull derby, and then it was the Cumbrian derby, the most recent to have its first derby.
You've got 0 out of 3 marks.
What? That's impossible!
The first one was Workington against Whitehaven, which was played in 1877.
Hold on. No, I'm not having that. Rugby League didn't exist in 1877.
It did. Hull FC was formed in 1865.
Yes, but Rugby League wasn't formed until 1895.
Well...
You didn't... Okay.
I take 1865 as the start of Rugby League.
Fair enough.
And then Wigan against St Helens, 1895, and Hull against Rovers in 1899.
Oh. Well, other than the steward's inquiry on that one, yeah.
I think you'll find, what is it, that, you're not allowed to call into question the referee's decisions because we support them.
But I'm calling offside. I'm saying, ref, get him onside, but I'm not going to abuse you for it, Sarah. I've got too much respect for you for that. You've played a blinder on me there with that one. Fair enough. Well, that was a fun quiz, that's for certain.
Bit of controversy in there.
Any other business? Is there anything that you haven't told us about yet that you want to tell us about? Any recommendations from since you've last been on the show?
Do you know, I really tried to think about it, and I even spoke to the boys to see if they could come up with anything. They gave me some things to recommend not doing, but that's not quite how it works. So, no, I'm afraid I'm recommendationless.
Recommendationless?
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything you've been up to that's been out of the norm? Anything different you've been or seen?
No, I had a really busy week last week working, which was very exciting, but it's not really a recommendation.
No, Sarah's bookcase, one of our partners, though, is what you're talking about, I guess, there?
Yeah, so I had a really great week getting into schools with books and just like sharing the love of books with kids and selling books and encouraging kids to read. It was
dress up like someone who's been on a film or TV show that was named after the same name as a book day, wasn't it, last week?
It was World Book Day, yes.
I did not see a single picture of a child with a book.
Did you not?
No, I saw lots of pictures of children dressed up. None of them were holding a book.
Well, Joshua and Anna had to go dressed as a character from Alice in Wonderland. And the school I was at on Thursday, they were all dressed up as characters from whatever the book was that they were reading.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so there was one book about paleontologists, so they either came as a paleontologist or as dinosaurs and things like that. So, yeah.
Oh, I like that approach to it, rather than just seeing like loads of people dressed up as Harry Potter or as like Marvel characters and saying, well, they're comic books.
Yeah. So, so that was really exciting. And then like one was about explorers, so they were all jungle animals and things like that. So that was good.
Yeah, well, I'm a little lean on firm recommendations. I suppose I've got a soft recommendation. So I talked about it before, I think. Did I mention it? I went to an ice hockey game.
We were off there when you mentioned that.
Right, okay. We weren't recorded at that stage. So
I hope we weren't anyway.
I mentioned it on the Twitter feed, I think, when we were talking about the referee thing, because I went to an ice hockey game, and guess what?
What?
No one. I heard no one having a go at the officials at all.
Yeah.
And it was such a different experience. And the home side, Manchester Storm, got hammered by Coventry Blaze 4-1, I think it was. The Storm's goal as well was a bit of a fluky, like, goaltender error type situation that you wouldn't normally see. The puck end up in the net from the kind of loopy, weird shot from midway in the ice there. Like that one, so it's kind of like the tries Wigan have been conceded. So it really was a one-sided performance. But the home side fans all seemed to get on with like enjoying themselves during and after the game. No one was wanting to lynch any referees. No one was calling for the coach's head. They were all just happily getting a pint and chatting. It was like it wasn't life and death. It was really refreshing.
Really, isn't it?
But yeah,
it's a lot of years since I saw an ice hockey match, but I must admit I did enjoy it.
Yeah, when we were last in America, we went to watch an NHL game, and the difference, we are talking sort of NRL to League One kind of difference, I suppose, in a way. The game it was much slower, not quite as skillful. The ice, the quality of the ice was a little bit less. When it rutted up a bit and stuff, it wasn't quite as nicely manicured back between the periods. But yeah, it was an enjoyable experience. It was a really good atmosphere because where the Storm play now in Altrincham, it's quite a low ceiling, and the fans are obviously raised up so you can see the ice because of all the boards and stuff like that go around it. So your seating's quite high up, you're quite close to the ceiling, so actually any atmosphere that's created really is kept in, and it was quite a good atmosphere. I really did enjoy it. We went to Nando's. I've never been to Nando's before. Just so you know, never done. If you've never been to one, sorry, it's just chicken and chips.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'd heard.
Yeah, it's just chicken and chips. But we went because it was quite near to the place, and we needed to get some food. Took my nephew and my dad to it. It's kind of a treat for my nephew because I was supposed to take him to something a couple of weeks ago when I was poorly, and I didn't get the chance to. So wanted to do something with him to make him realise that I still want to do stuff with my nephew. So yeah, but yeah, so it's actually other than the just chicken and chips, which overrated. Unless I was doing it wrong, I don't know, Sarah. I don't know. I don't do these places really very often. But yeah, the ice hockey was a good experience. One thing so during the game, the periods are 20 minutes long, and then they have pretty much nearly 20 minutes in between the periods where a machine comes out and smooths over the ice to try and make it a bit more skateable and stuff. And also they put on some entertainment. So kind of like we have cheerleaders or what have you, they had ice dancers, but the ice dancers came out in between the first and second periods, but they brought out this random bloke in his late 20s, and the ground announcer guy said, he's been stitched up by his girlfriend because it's his birthday, so she's arranged for him to come out on the ice with the ice troupe. So they came out, he kind of just stood there, and they made him put his hands up a few times and down, and he didn't really skate around or anything whilst they were all skating around him. And then the announcer guy comes out with the girlfriend at the end and says, I'm bringing her on the ice to ask to get a picture. But then the bloke, who apparently had been stitched up, then stitched her up by getting down on one knee and proposing. I've never seen a live proposal that wasn't obviously going to be a proposal. It was such a switcheroo.
So she thought
she'd stitched him up, and then it turned out he proposed to her in front of the whole crowd.
Did she say yes?
It seemed that way.
Just before, we get any further.
She did.
So somebody must have told him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I think he knew. He must have known enough, mustn't he? But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So that was quite entertaining. And then in between the second and third periods, when we're at Magic Weekend and they get like this big screen up and they make people like play air guitar
playing the drum. Yeah.
Sing YMCA and all that sort of stuff. Well, they did that kind of thing, but they didn't have a screen to show everyone on. It's quite a small crowd, about, I don't know, maybe 1,000, if that, there, 1,000-ish. Not tons of seats to get around for this guy, but the PA guy went like block by block whilst they were doing it. He picked the best person in each block and gave that person a slice of pizza.
Nice.
So there you go. Interesting way to do things. So I thought that was funny. I fed it back to Wigan to say, why can't we do that at half time but give out pies rather than slices of pizza?
Yeah. Have you had any feedback on that yet?
No. The marketing manager hasn't come back to that suggestion yet, but I've given the suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week I think it's Alan back in town, and obviously we'll have some Challenge Cup action to talk about. So hopefully, plenty of people out there.
It must be Alan if it's Challenge Cup.
Yeah, good point. It is his speciality subject, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have plenty of listener feedback to talk about. Get in touch on your views on the Ottawa team and how maybe you view that in connection to Toronto or different to Toronto, or how you view that side of things as well. So we can talk about that a little bit more next week, and make sure you get your news and match reviews in for us to discuss. Sarah, do you want to let people know where you can find the show on social media and where you can listen to the show if you've stumbled across us and want a different option for listening?
Yep, so you can find us at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Super League Pod on Facebook. If you want to email us, that's superleaguepod@gmail.com or superleaguepod.com for the blog and other stuff. You can search for the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, or anywhere you normally find your podcasts. And we're on YouTube too, for audio only.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to our partners. Rob's Toy Shop. Enter SLP discount on checkout at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5, plus give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com to find out what techie website-y stuff they can do to help you. Mascot Browns for all your international rugby league gear. Use the link shown on our episode blog post and we get 8% of your order value to help with our running costs. And Sarah's bookcase. Sarah sells Usborne books with access to over 3,000 titles. I feel like now it should be 4,000. It's we've had a year since we wrote this, Sarah.
To be fair, yeah, it probably is getting up there because there's new releases every month. So yeah. But it's still over 3,000, isn't it?
Yes, exactly, yeah. From baby to teenager, there's something for everyone. Find out more on the Sarah's Bookcase Facebook page.
Yep, or Twitter feed.
Oh, there's a Sarah's Bookcase Twitter now?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell me. At Sarah's Bookcase?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll get that put into circulation.
Thanks.
Excellent stuff. Okay, you can make a donation as well if you want to support SLP. PayPal.me/SuperLeaguePod. All donations are hugely appreciated, whether large or small. And it'll be paying through PayPal as well when we get the hoodies sorted. I must admit, after the poll last week, which was very good, I've had a pretty busy, tied up week with some family stuff. So I've not really progressed on getting that looked into, but I will be doing over the next few weeks, and then I'll let people know when we sort of have a pre-order available maybe for the hoodies and t-shirts that we're going to look into producing for 2020.
Very exciting.
Sarah, thanks for joining me on an episode where we could both celebrate, which is good.
Yep.
Always fun.
Always good.
I'm sure it wasn't as fun for everyone else because we were gloating most of the way through, but all the Leeds fans will have enjoyed it, the Wire fans will have had a good time too, so everybody's happy apart from Saints fans, so I'm happy.
Rob.
So, until next time, everyone, thanks for listening to your favourite Rugby League podcast, the Super League Pod.